decent country folk. This is from a city slicker.
When you're living in Newtown, you're 50 miles from Cork City. About as far as you can be from the nerve centre of Cork hurling.
Ben would be rattier, like. Jerry would be more plausible.
I don't feel like talking to everybody every day of the week, and if I don't feel like it, I won't do it.
I'd be a little bit better with people. I'd chat a little bit more from time to time.
Won back brilliantly by Ben O'Connor. Cork snapped it. Out to his brother Jerry. The Newtown Chandram duo, the twins combined.
Rud nua ag teachtar an saoil na hamana. Nor a chusa me de fechan ter. For in amana ballin you a handrum.
We kind of heard about Newtown Chandram and the style of hurling they were playing. The two most important players for that were Jerry and Ben O'Connor.
Still Jerry O'Connor, a little pass to the side towards the corner forward. Ben O'Connor.
It's telepathic at times. Like they don't even look at each other when they pass the ball. They seem to know where they are.
They were not part of traditional Cork hurling.
There was a load of people give you out that this wasn't hurling.
We were singled out a couple of times. How could Cork win games with small fellas like us?
But we done what we done. We stuck up for something that we thought was worth sticking up for. It was us against everyone else.
One of my greatest strengths, right, that no one doesn't ever know, I can tell twins. So I know this is Ben, that's Jerry. But if you went up to Jerry and then call him Ben, he wouldn't acknowledge you.
To this day, right, I'll be called Ben, no matter what. Some fella'll meet you on your own and he'll call you Ben.
A lot of time, they call my name first, because first in the alphabet, that's the only reason that I can say for it, is that B is...
You could tell him the truth, you might tell him that you thought you were better.
Ben O'Connor, look at that. Wonderful skill. Can he finish? Yes, he can. That was Jerry O'Connor. Back to his brother Ben. Back to Jerry O'Connor again. The twins combined. Newtown Chandram together.
Tá saolta Ben agus Jerry O'Connor fitte fúti na chéile le breis cúig bliana stahad. Fart na himara agus sa tail trí chéile. Cúpla a bhfuil dithe ingreacht ciad slata chéile agus trú clinig Ben agus trúrag Jerry. Deol rinse gur bead mac a saoili chéiliad inga chéintli.
From day one when I started going out with Ben, there would have been a loyalty there, and it was always Jerry, you know, that came first. And I suppose even through the years with hurling, the two of them were always playing together. So I suppose Ben always had to check everything out with Jerry. And that has developed through, I suppose, even the fact now we've children similar ages. They would be very dependent on each other. Now, they wouldn't like to admit that.
You're 5 miles from Jarva, 6 miles from Jarva, which is right on the Limerick border.
A couple of 100 metres from one another, yeah?
Yeah, about half a kilometre, I suppose, just down the road.
They mightn't be telling each other on the phone every day they love each other. We always know when it's Jerry that rings Ben, because Ben answers the phone, yeah. But there would be great loyalty there.
We don't live in each other's pockets. It could be days, weeks, we wouldn't see one another. But if you want something to be done or you need to dig out with something, pick up the phone and he'll be on.
They would do anything for each other. Like, it's a great comfort to us that, like, we're so close to each other, because all is the phone call. Neve is down, Jerry's down, Ben's down or up, whatever needs to be done if it's needed. There's no questions asked. No questions asked. I'll be back in a minute and go up to Ben. That's how we'd hear. And yeah, they'd have great loyalty to each other and they'd do anything for each other.
Nor is my name to our ballin you a handrum agus a night in a wheelchair. Níl roada o Limis der limní in arire. I vad o chahar chorcaí áit a rev harna blianta na club in na móra.
Oh, Newtown, how small it is. Main Street, church on the right hand side, shop on the left, community hall, pub, GA pitch, and that's the village. We would be very competitive. No matter what I'd be at, if even to this day, right, if I was out running with a young lad and knowing he'd run the legs off me, I'd still like to think I'd beat him.
lads bra cúna bheong, chaisií go má leis na himróí eile agus de bhí, ní a bhíon ó begin duna lo no mar sin duna.
Like I remember we met someone, you were there with Ben, I was there with Jerry, and we had 3 kids each with us. And we met and we were talking away, and the kids were all talking away, and there's been Jerry just standing to the side.
Rarely hear them talking to each other even, like, it's nearly a telepathic thing where they're nearly going by nods and so on.
Yeah, I suppose I'd be what's the word I'm looking for?
Cranky.
No.
We used to do everything together, I suppose. Pull the heads off one another. Fall in and fall out. If he got a jacket, I get a jacket. If he got a pants, I get a pants. Yeah, everything would have been the same, yeah.
You couldn't separate them. Couldn't separate them. They were always together. One fella out and the other one at home. The other fella would demand to get the same as what he was after getting to bring it back.
I suppose, how long did you keep dress just the same? 14 or 15?
It was sport, was the outlet. Then there was a few more of us came along at home with a big crowd in the family, so I suppose it was easy enough to be matches being played outside and there was fighting, to be great crackhead like. The more I got involved, she was washing jerseys. You know yourself, it's like the mafia. Once you get in, you can't. It's very hard to get out of it.
When you tell the story of Newtown, you really can't tell it without really looking at the story of Bernie O'Connor. He would have began coaching in the short stick passing style of play. That was imagine doing that like in the 80s, the 70s. It's completely alien.
Possession-based game, basically. Like the ball was rare commodity to get your hands in it, so when you did get your hands in it, you'd look after it and try and give it to the man in a better position or use it properly.
I was told traditional hurling, and that to me was catch it, as they'd say, catch it back at the end and let it fly. I had a team that were smallish enough, and there was no point in putting ball up in the sky, put it down where they could play it.
10 of us in the house, need to work hard to provide for all of us. Anything we ever needed, we got it. Yeah, I suppose he instilled a bit of that in us as well, that we didn't get anything handy off him.
As soon as I picked up a hurler, you'd know they were hurlers. They had a winning attitude and they had a training attitude that second to none.
He started off with us at 10 or 11 years of age and worked right up with us, so the amount of work he put into this. Now, for a man that he wasn't born and reared in Newtown, he would be seen as a blow into the parish.
Agus stíl friúlacha, níor bhad a grab dulchan cína ana bhíh bailin nua hand roma. Yn nócha sé, fod y crefydd yr fan a chorcui, agus cen ar oed yr ach sé blian y diog ag ynawn, fi bwynt nach beog ag yn gwpla leis yn mwysyn.
Jerry O'Connor has it, a shot! Oh, lovely one, could have gone anyway, but over the bar, Jerry O'Connor can bend just over here with his hand bended after only his man. O'Connor's going right through, he's taking his shot.
Fi commas na berta a hwrt fenera, ach be ben behúske aráníocht de fanéil síintir amán a chorcui.
Just delighted to get the goal.
Not a word, do your own thing.
It's like it never happened. So just get on with it. Pedal your own canoe. You have to do what you have to do, and I have to do what I have to do, and that's just the way it was. But the main thing is down to drive. If you're driven enough, and if you're good enough, you'll get there.
Young Ben O'Connor from Newton Shandrum playing in just his 4th ever championship match.
What a year to get the call, like Jimmy went with Jude. And I enjoyed every bit of it.
Looking for enough room, gets enough accuracy on it as well, and Cork take the lead through Ben O'Connor.
Great, like going to all the matches, especially when you had a bit of skin in the game, you had somebody related to you. So every day you went, you were hoping he'd play well, get a few scores or whatever.
All over, and Cork are the All-Ireland hurling champions for 1999.
But like that, to be honest, a bit jealous. Well, I felt as though I was as good as him, if not better. I was thinking to myself, well, when am I going to get my chance? It was a case of put your head down then and training and Do your best at home and try and put yourself in the frame for maybe a call-up like he got.
Bavlian rihachtach I blian da vile de irden valle noe hen drummer. Trecht of 3 grave fui fehen as a hele agnohu. Wie een tried valle bugshot a duskert harki. T a head grave sheentje reef of ochtend.
Probably started out, there was probably no expectation at all. Small rural place, wasn't expected to do much.
There's Donald Mulcahy to Jerry O'Connor. Jerry herring for goal, Brian Corcoran after him. Still Jerry O'Connor, a little pass to the side towards the corner forward. Ben O'Connor and over the bar.
It would have been around that late 90s, good into 2000, that Newtown really started to get noticed. It's completely alien, this style of hurling. It's hard now when we live in an era where possession hurling is kind of part of the furniture, it's part of the basics of what we watch now, certainly at the highest level of hurling. Back then, this is like something dropped down from Mars.
Matt Mulcahy breaks it down to Donald Mulcahy. Donald Mulcahy going forward to Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor going past Timmy Kelleher. Herring in the middle, hitting it first time, hitting it over the bar. Great point by Jerry O'Connor.
Du sier ikke on slitter, han var her fad, for Ro Bernischen en stil vige, gan Roddy Felt, gan Justin Lee Rode Volestak.
Vi stil an a tradiisiúnta I Corcaigh agus bhí áras in aigean na daine, bhí dátaine in aigean na daine fechatar.
They seem to be controlling the whole game, you know. One fella wins the ball, passes it off to another fella. Next thing it's back to the first fella again.
All on his own, outside the 20-metre line. Ben O'Connor hits it over the bar, great point. And that's a vintage Newtown point.
Newtown Winnie County in Cork that was a massive thing because you were breaking the mold.
It's all over. Newtown are county champions. Their first ever final and their first ever championship.
There was a load of people give you out that this wasn't hurling and what you're ruining the game and everything like. But like that's for me again, that drove me on like.
There's Bernie. Bernie has brought these fellas up from under 12 the whole ways and
everything has to evolve. If everything stayed the same, we still live in a cave, do you know?
Every game evolves. But the diehards in GA thought our game shouldn't. It should stay back in the fog.
I remember one certain inter-county player who remained lameness turning to him saying he's told him he ruined Cork hurling.
We'll name him Sir How Mark Landers. We played Killa above in championship above him Kilworth one night. And Mark Landers was playing for Killa and he ran down the sideline, he roared out at my father and he said, "You're after ruining Cork hurling."
You're the man, he said, that destroyed Cork hurling. I would be ticking ignorant as well, like I wouldn't get to me, like, you know.
Today is the result of 10 years of sheer hard work by many people in Newtown. But there's one man standing out among those, and that man is Bernie O'Connor.
The harder they try, the harder I go against it. And success is what it's all about, isn't it?
Nor a smaoiníonn tú le héad Ben agus Jerry O'Connor. Bheadh sé éasca go leor a hallú cén fá gur chruthigh sé stíl mar sin. Mar go raibh imreoirí chus sciúil leis an mirt mhócail sin chun an stíl sin a chur i gcríoch.
In ein oinen gear cháine leanúnach stíl immerthe, chud baile nua hen drumma ó neart go neart, agus a 2003 would a Crave Club na Moon in a Hobber Fadrig.
I was of the mind frame that this is working most of the time for us, so we'll keep going, we'll keep doing it, and it didn't bother me. Actually, when you were getting the bit of abuse about it and a bit of criticism, that would drive me on more to keep doing what we're doing.
Tries to keep it playing. Maris Farrell gets it up, and Maris Farrell goes around his man, and away goes Farrell, the number 15 Farrell, he throws it up, he's hit the good part, cuts square again, but Ben O'Connor gets steady man, and Ben O'Connor goes away, he gets it inside, oh Jesus, yes, the goal!
If you're on that train, and that train is getting success, then who really cares what other people think?
Newtown are Munster senior hurling champion for 2003. What a wonderful, wonderful achievement.
They never yielded to the obvious. The obvious being, you're too far away, you're not good enough, you don't have the tradition, you're playing a stupid brand of hurling, give up.
When you get a group like that you've brothers involved, relations involved, you get a tight-knit group. Mulcahy's there, like they supplied 3 brothers, top-class fellas. We knew we'd fellas that had the commitment and the drive to succeed. We were used to winning as a habit.
Ní a bheith ceir bliana caite ó bhóidir a géad chraibh cúntaí ach a 2004 bhíon lá is mó fós le teachta bhaile nuaithe droma nuair a chréidir cluthe ceannis na glob.
2004 bhí siad ar bhár a réime. Ní raibh Bernie O'Connor mar bhain istóra an umsam but ag fécad ar an gluthe agus ag fécad ar na lads agus an stíl immer a bhí acu. Is stíl Bernie a bhí acu in our réile.
Shelvin Chinnick Dolan Mulcahy, amach go Ben O'Connor. Ben a tour twin score hitting along with Clay. Shin one tour agus nor Ruddy goal go on.
That 04 All-Ireland. It's just the classic sports movie ending. Like it's the culmination of everything. It's such an incredibly unlikely All-Ireland given where they came from.
Shin Butch ag Jerry O'Connor. He then hours with Jerry O'Connor. Jerry Agus a big flat ken over in the fence again and Jensen Jerry-ish. Chance to give Wollam up. Hinch Shin Howard thrust on. Oh! Colin in front of Pat. Agus don Gael or Nidok up to the Hawks. Curtin Tommy Moore a goal.
This is unbelievable for a place I do. Can't even think about first playing in an All-Ireland and then winning. Or just delighted just for all our supporters from Cork, all months really.
Chórig Ben agus Jerry lena glob bara cruthe a bhaint amach. Bhí an tom tacanis an rá céanna a thuair go Corcaigh.
Here's Ben O'Connor tearing forward, still Ben going forward, flicking it off the left hand, shortening the hurley over the bar, great score.
Bhón an chluthe héin an amáíocht a bhaintríoch na chúir, slí bheithe beithí. I rinne nóchadaí bhanig Bernie O'Connor cólach díanta cumán, cólach tá fós amán gnóiniuh.
It isn't rocket science to make a hurley, like. The reason I suppose I done it because I hadn't the brain to do anything else, but you know, it is only hard work really.
We'd know Bernie and Kathleen very well, a great family. 10 kids there, like, you know, it was a madhouse down there whenever we went down for hurleys and so on.
2000, I suppose I got involved at home. He was started off as a hobby with him. Next thing he got a little bit busier, so next thing I said, look, I'll have a go at that. So I went at it and I made that since. So look, I've been fierce lucky. I've played hurling all my life and I've made my living all my life out of hurling as well. Like, so you're dealing with hurling people all the time.
That's nice signature. That's a great signature to have. The other nice autograph that you would see is, did you ever see Jimmy Barry Murphy's autograph?
Yeah.
It's about that long, but like it's
Ben used to mock me about my hurleys because he used to say I used camogie hurleys, light, tin handles, like how can you poke the ball? And I used to say to him, I didn't have to poke the ball, I just had to give it to you.
I was never finicky with hurleys, like.
Finicky, you should see what he hurled with. You were not even related to hurling.
Yeah. I know.
There's one fella had a worse hurling job, Shawnee McGrath. You see what he used to use? Oh my God. It's like a
wooden spoon, yeah. Once it was made for mash, I didn't care what shape, size, weight. I hurled away.
Jerry came to me one evening and he was under fierce pressure of all the ascending hurleys, that's slavery, like, you know. And he said, there's an easier way of making a living, he said, than this. He said, and I'm going to find it. A couple of weeks later, he had the exam for the guards done, and the rest is history, as they say.
I think when I left, they employed 2 fellas to make up for what I was at.
Cé go raibh a glob in ann dulchan cín áil mhór a dhéanamh sa tréimhse seo a bhailtear fad a bhí gceist le Corcaigh.
First of the Guinness semi-finals in hurling, won by the 98 champions, Offaly.
Beaten in an All-Ireland semi-final, we're beaten by Offaly, which was a disappointing day. Moved on to 2001, started the championship, but that was a year of a strike, which wasn't great. 2002 was another poor year. And then there was a strike in 2002 as well.
There's only one strike at that time, yeah. With 2 strikes altogether, so you can't be firing strikes here and there.
Treis trothharthaí a ghaibhíle sa hain agus a ghaibhíle sa dó, chuig go mánathe chorcaí stalc. Bachtra ciniúnach é das na himiróirí agus don gúnta fad.
I mean, we're talking about the most basic things, meals, gear, facilities, even facilities, dressing room facilities, access to toilets where they were training.
We'll say after training, if you're going after for your club, and you'd have the chips and chicken and Fanta Orange.
We lived off a diet of chicken and chips and a bottle of Club Orange, like as fizzy as you can get.
In virtually every county, the organisation is facing calls for better treatment of inter-county players, and any concessions made here will have wider ramifications.
It only lasted that couple of weeks before both sides came to an agreement, but it was a seismic couple of weeks, not just for Cork GA, but for the GA in general. And once the strike was resolved, Donal O'Grady comes in as manager.
Jabba Taigan banistóir an ói bheith géirig arahortas na himróí agus bheith fécan amach dóibh agus géirig iad a hása, because man bhfuil compass hásta gut, ní léanúir gut, agus má tá mí hástacht sa compa, ní bheith géanúir gut ag deireadh.
We knew from the first night after meeting Donal, this is serious here now, like, you'll do as you're told.
Stop, there's only 30 seconds left, that's what keep going, fine.
He was a school teacher, basically, and we were the children, and we were going to do as we were told, and if we didn't, we were going to get lines, or we were going to be kept in after school.
There's a lot of different characters. Fellas like to train constantly, let's say on holidays and stuff like that, whereas there'd be a bunch of us would have absolutely no interest in that, like.
We had a mix of everything. We had fellas that took it very serious, and we had fellas that were, now took the hurling serious, but had a bit of laugh and joke as well outside of it, like, so.
Oh, definitely Niall.
Yeah, Niall McCarthy probably, yeah. He'd be putting on one boot first and one sock first in the bay, and he'd be trying to drink as much water as he could in to be hydrated. Next thing he'd be inside, I think I have a water belly, and he'd be shaking. And you could hear the water inside rattling around inside, and like so.
Do you know the work we used to puck outs? Yeah. And cues would come out. He'd have different things. He'd come out and put his hand up on his right hand side or his left hand side, or whatever side of the goal he'd come out at. Championship game, he poked out, he got the first one wrong, and we all read it wrong for the rest of the day. We were so well prepared, we did it wrong all day long. The debriefed in the following week.
John Allen wondering why we lost all our puck-outs and then obviously you said that to Donal, and then like,
he wasn't taking any blame for it anyway.
Yeah. Should he blame someone else then?
I was about rooming with Sean Og. Now you could wake up at any hour in the morning, he could be doing press-ups or sit-ups at the end of the bed, like.
Even in the dressing room, when he come in, he had a certain way of taking his gear out. Everything had to come out in a certain way. His boots out, put them down, move them around. His socks would come out, his togs would come out.
I mean, the lads are on about me being neat and clean. Well, these guys weren't far behind me, like, you know. On match day, you could see your face off their boot. Their boots would be immaculate, you know, where other guys' boots would be manky from, you know, last Thursday's training session.
Seanie McGrath went in one night and his toenails painted into the shower after, and his toenails done up, like, so.
That was just Seanie down to tea, like, life and soul of the party.
You'd be scratching your head looking at what's going on here, like. Everything wasn't serious, there was a good laugh and a joke as well, but once the hurling came around then, it was serious.
Agus an stail críochnathe, bhí brún mílteanach a mánathe chorcaí, craobh na mún a thuairtar náis Coshley.
At that point, you have to prove, here's what we look for, here's what we're after getting, and this is what we can do.
Snaps it up to Ben O'Connor, got that last point for Cork. Huge one. Great ball. Over. Green is under pressure from Dean. A goal from Joe Dean.
The systems behind the scene were broken. We fixed them, and this is the result.
In ainoin buama hanaig fortláirge, ní raibh corcaig láide go leor chun na cuiteach lí a gluthe ceannis na hÉireann a 2003.
Vassas go rómar tréis an ceanna 2003 á Gael tar lár. Bhí sé sin an ar láimh a going agus dag mar ón é, sin dacha bhí gomsa.
He balances and he strikes and he scores! It could be the crucial goal of the game!
The other side of it is that if we'd won that, Donald probably would have pulled out. The only reason Donald probably stayed on the second year was because the job wasn't finished.
Just has to go to the Rasherish Goody, Park and Croaky, Goody and Crave Mas Fader, August and Crave here in Voken.
...2004 was a huge year. I was kind of on and off the pendulum or playing maybe at half forward. 2004 got a chance to play in what I thought was my best position at midfield.
Ben probably got, what will I say, more praise than what Jory did. But Jory was the hard worker. He had a fabulous attitude towards the game. He wouldn't take anything the easy way. It had to be hard work.
The bhí an stamina ag Jory dan ó ag déadach sé dul agus dul agus dul. Bhí sa gomsa Farrar Park agus sin an siomh dó agus bhí sé ar bar 2004.
Ben was more the maybe silkier finisher style of hurling, you know, that forward who got the great scores and, you know, did the things that nearly wow you a lot. But Jerry was a machine, you know, he had all the hurling, but he was up and down the pitch all day long, always available for the ball.
Brian Corcoran, hand passed outside, Jerry O'Connor waiting for it. Jerry settling himself, going for the strike, and he gets the point! Here's Brian Phelan, misses it. Lovely pick-up, great skill here by Ben O'Connor. 2 men against him, he lofts it high, the breeze carries it inside the left-hand post and over!
I wonder in that year whether they always had Kilkenny in their sights after 2003.
And it's up there with Seamus Prendergast. 2 minutes to go as Prendergast lets fly. It's high, it's over!
I wouldn't say that they downplayed the Munster Championship, but that they played the Munster Championship always with Kilkenny in mind later on in the year. I wonder about that.
And that is it! Waterford have won the Munster hurling final for 2004!
If they're not winning, they feel, why aren't we doing this? There's something not right. I think there's always a bit of arrogance in Cork. I think that's what makes them. I think that's what I would always love about Cork as well, the arrogance they have. Like,
being second best wasn't good enough for our group at all. It's about winning. At the end of the day, it's about medals in your back pocket, and people say it's about competing. That's fine, but it's not really. It's all about winning.
In aneoin na caiúna gonne fortláige, hí seans fós a Corcaigh chluthe ceannis na hhéir na bhainteach I 2004. Agus le Ben mar chaptaíon agus Jerry Lárna Parke, hí an cúpla mearte a bhfuir na húirtar neis go Parke Chrócaigh.
And as it went on, I think I got better and better. The system of play suited me, everything suited, and great players around me.
It's won back brilliantly by Ben O'Connor, Cork's captain, out to his brother Jerry. The Newtown Chandram duo, the twins combine, and it's over the bar. It's nicely done out for Jerry O'Connor. From his midfield partner Tom Kenny, the midfielders combine, and that one is over the bar.
Himself and Tom, they played similar enough game, like between them. They got 1-7 that day, like, so it is nice that that they got some of the plaudits that day for getting a 1-7 from midfield, because it doesn't happen too often.
Not a bad return for a day.
Tom Kenny from midfield. Oh, it's a great goal! It's tearing through. Keith Rossiter trying to get a tackle in. Laid off again to Jerry O'Connor, and he sets off in another gear. He started out at first, must be now in fourth. He's flying. Will it be 29 for Cork or 29 for Kilkenny? That's the question to be determined this afternoon.
Given the strike, given they had lost the All-Ireland final in 03, Ben was captain in 04, it was a lot of pressure on him.
You go to a game and you want to see the team win, but you also want to see your own play well.
spooning it outside to Jerry O'Connor. 6 points in the semi-final and 1 today.
If they can win and the boys play well, you get an extra kick out of it, like, you know.
Bringing O'Grady in, he knew what they needed. You have a style of play that speaks completely to Newtown Shandrum and to the Newtown boys that are there, and put Ben and Jerry front row centre in this.
An sais mana a bhí agam san ná, maximise possession. Sinúil cén le Bernie O'Connor sé toin leis an sais stíl bhí get.
Jerry O'Connor dodging around DJ Carey in towards Timmy McCarthy again. Don't look menacing here. Niall McCarthy holds on. His explosive shot is good. It's over the bar.
Tis some place to be. You're inside in the middle of Croke Park, 80,000 people inside looking down top of the field, and things are going well, and you know at the end of the day you're going to be lifting this cup, and you know that this is done and dusted. Do you know, it's the best feeling you could ever have.
It's all over, and Cork are the champions. We'll get together there with Ben and Jerry and the fans all enjoying the occasion.
Two of us, two better than one anyway all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, and Pat Mulcahy was there as well. So there was 3 of us from a small little place going up to Click Middle. So I suppose that was one of the highlights. Joe, when will it done again at a small little place like ours? We'll have 3 fellas going up to Click the Middle. You know, tis mad to think it like, but it's great times.
Chaurig Ben agus Jerry O'Connor le Corcaig an lábhan uachtar a gáitir chiilchanig ag le cenis na héir na gábhíl sa ceathir. Ach tréis an bhuasa, dag don O'Grady mar bhainisteoir, tháinig John Allen isteach an áit, agus bhí fánar siúd an mún le búteach a chimead.
John was smart enough, he came in, well, if it isn't broken, I tried to fix it, and we continued on, and we upped it again. It was a great year with John as well.
Tréis a mua ag lethe cenis na mún a gábhíl sa cúig, thug Corcaig aigear an glár ag lethe le cenis na héireann. Agus an clár chun tosaigh le déine mod fáca, bhí an chumar an scéal gur raibh deire a teacht le ré Corcaí mar chorathe.
Still around there, dangerous. And Tony Carmody hits it and puts it over the bar.
Clare looked like they were going to win. They were, for all intents and purposes, they were hurling great.
Nice ball into Tony Carmody. Getting away from Ronan Curran, hitting it high and hitting it accurately.
But it was one of those things that you see in successful teams. They just don't stop. They don't panic.
Up towards Ben O'Connor. Instinctively hitting it, knew where the target was, and it lands inside the upright. It's over the bar.
Ben and Jerry are central to this because they bring that constant motion.
We're lucky that we wouldn't beat them because it would have been your fault.
Yeah.
I got a ball and I went through and I could have had a shot myself, got a goal and taken all the glory, but I said no, I could throw it over to him.
Neil Rowland came out for that one. He's left it behind to Jerry O'Connor, who's taken off the green helmet to his brother Ben.
10 yards out from goal, ball landed in my hand, and I hit it so hard the ball just rose. As soon as I hit it, I said, oh my God, what you have to do here? It just went straight over.
And that's over the bar, and it should have been in the back of the Clare net.
Cork had this belief that they would come alive towards the end, and Ben and Jerry were the two that brought the fight.
Jerry a gimmerty Lorna Parka agus bhí Gael anmhaithe Gael le Tom Kenny agus bhí an bertacha hard bheith éfachtach. Bhí an lúsacha bhí sé an leidir leis an slitter in a láb. Bhí an lúsacha chun dul faoi bhútha réanar agus passan a láimhe a thuirtas na leid sa lí na lechosach beidir.
That last 10 minutes, when the game's in the melting pot, Ben and Jerry just get better.
Heading into the last minute of the 70, Cork come forward, and Cork lead, and it is Jerry O'Connor.
I just kept my legs moving. He said, watch this, lads. He just kept his legs moving and you get into space and tip it over. It was a great feeling, I must say. Come here, they've no place better.
playing in any match, let it be Thurles, Parky Queeve, Gael Grounds, Crow Park, that you get a score like, and you can hear the crowd.
Cork have beaten Clare in as titanic a clash as you could wish to see in Croke Park.
That was the group, like, we were never beaten. And we knew that, like, if there was some for the blow up hard that someone else would step up, like. Being through so much, and we're after getting to where we were, and we weren't going to let it go. I can remember after the game, Ger Cunningham, who was the selector at the time, he came in to me, and he said, "You should have got that," he said. And he was kind of laughing, he said, but I said, "It didn't matter, Ger." He said, "You still should have got it." I said, "I'm saving it for the next stage, Ger," and I just left it at that.
Bhí Corcaigh Carnasher ríist a gla ceannis na héir na 2005, ach bhíidir a tuairteagar iarna a bhí lán de Hallan an Ghaillimh, a bhí treis buachan de chiad chuinnig sa chléile ceannis.
It was all talk about Niall Healy, he was after getting the goals against Kilkenny, so I was thinking to myself, he's not going to get them against us anyway. So they went in, and Niall Healy put his hand out to shake hands, and as he did, Sully caught it, dragged it away from him and just wedged it back into his chest, and he said all you could hear was deep breathing and gasping, and he knew then at that stage that job done, like that he had him.
They were just so metronomic in their work. When you watch Ben or Jerry, you never expected them to get tired, for example.
Challenged by Jerry O'Connor, runs loose towards Niall Healy for Galway, but it's Jerry O'Connor is back there, winning it again.
Slight change in tactic that we will go a small bit longer.
Dermot O'Sullivan.
You just knew when you saw Sully opening the shoulders below at that side of the field, you know there's only one place this is going, like.
Back down defiantly, runs all the way through dangerously.
Russia, Stock, no, that one of the graph to scream as Berler, he ghosted in man.
First thing that came into my head was make sure to get your touch right. Split second into my head, low into the far corner. It's like that everything is slowed down, that you've time to do all this, like when it's just a split second.
Du visste inte vad Corky massen.
To Jerry O'Connor, trying to work his performance even more. The shot from O'Connor is over the bar.
Ben scores 1-7 against Galway. It's a phenomenally good performance. Jerry scores 2 points in midfield.
Whipped forward by Jerry O'Connor, and that lands over the bar.
The quintessential Ben O'Connor and Jerry thing, I never saw them hitting the ball, you know, really fast. They always looked like, in the midst of all the chaos, they seem to be just cruising along.
Superb, 1-7 from Ben O'Connor. A match-winning performance by the O'Connor twins. The referee calling for the ball, I think it's over. It is, and Cork are still the champions. Cork retain the Liam McCarthy Cup.
2005 Hurler of the Year from Newtown Chandram and Cork, it's Jerry O'Connor.
Never even thought about winning. Your All-Ireland medal is the main thing, and I was fortunate enough for somebody to think that I was playing well enough that year to get a bit of a shock when I got it in as well.
Do you think he deserved Hurler of the Year?
Yeah, I suppose he done all right for you. Next year will be the test of him now.
Nice to have to look back to the home gathering dust someplace.
Kegur féidir cléthe ceannis na hÉireann a ríiste 2006 den gahrú bliana sa chéile, sciad eile bhí an de Chorcaigh an Báutasa, mar go bhfuair cír chuinnig an lábhan uachtar ortha ar a lá.
Bounces around to Fogarty, he's going to go! Aidan Fogarty! We're into the third minute of stoppage time. All eyes on the referee, it's all over! And Kilkenny are the All-Ireland hurling champions for 2006!
Treis tréimhse thar a bheith rathúil, chuig cuasaí an olcas de ar na Chorcaí sna blianta ina dhéasan.
It's just a shame for them that, you know, as they enter kind of the second half of their 20s Again, there's just more tension in Cork. So you have the strike in 2007, where the hurlers go out in sympathy with the Cork footballers who have an issue with the appointment of the manager. And that's followed on again then in 2008, when the hurlers themselves object to the reappointment of Gerald McCarthy as manager.
There's a couple of marches above in the city in favour of the players, and you'd have to show up to that. I'm not saying that I didn't want to be there, but it's great to see the sport at that stage again, like, but it was just something that I wasn't comfortable with. You prefer to be anywhere else, bar there.
It split the county in two, like. There's no doubt it was bad for Cork hurling, full stop. There was enough pressure on us, not to mind something like that going again, and next thing, oh, they're at it again.
At the end of the day, we want the best for Cork and Cork teams.
Still, if you go someplace when hurling comes up, it will be always mentioned. Oh, you were involved in strikes. Just that it's not a nice thing to have hanging over you, like. And it's history now at this stage, but it wasn't good for anyone that was involved. Hurling's a game of instinct at the end of the day, like. That's why fellas play the game, that's why they love the game.
I think that was the thing with the lads, they were honest hurlers. They tried their best in every game.
Jerry goes one way, Ben goes the other, and the ball goes over the bar.
Ken ar bhuaig Ben ná Jerry ein chréibh le Corcaigh tréis 2006, Derek lo chréibh na mún a bhuachtan leis an club I 2009.
Newtown Shandrum definitely maxed out what they had.
Derek lo ní bhain, chréibh Corcaigh a bhuachant, Derek lo chréibh na mún a bhuachant, agus Derek lo chréibh na héir a bhuachant, agus bhíodar ar ceantas na fór na club is fearr sa tíran sin ar feadh tréimhse fada.
I used to think to myself, I have the rest of my life watching this now, like, you know. There were 15 years there, it passed like 15 weeks.
Derek Jerry as a 2009 agus baulig de Ben an bhliain na íosan. I 2023 animníoch Ben mar bhainisteoir a ridan faoi fethe Corcaigh agus an bhliain chéana bhfuad a chréibh na héireann. Mar chudan bhar an bhainisteochta san bhí André as a melarú seo rúchas, fear bhfuil dlú chaidirmhaige le tailechaíoch na chúr le breis 5 bliain na feithead.
Andre, he's coming to us since 1999, and he came with the Chernobyl project. He was coming once a year, and then we started bringing him ourselves twice a year. Then he started coming more often, and he's with us now for the last few years.
He used to tell me that I was his dada here. He had a dada out at home, but I was his dada here.
The boys being in jury take me all the time, 3 times a week, like to training, like I just watching them give help something in the dressing room, give all the drinks, like that.
He was involved with me with the 20s there. He was up at training every night, so he got to know all them fellas as well. Like he knows all the fellas from our era that was playing as well. So he's a Corkman. Like he'd tell you himself, like he'd be mad Cork goes to matches, he'd roar like a bull.
People just assume he's Ben's brother, and he just says, yeah, I am. You know, so it's just, you know, huge part of all our lives, really, you know, so it has been great. Like, he came under the Chernobyl, the Edie Roach Foundation when he was 4, and, like, he's 31 now, so it's fantastic.
No, all the kids, it's Andre, like, they don't bat an eyelid, nothing, it's just Andre. He's just like another uncle or another extension of the family.
I played before myself, under 16, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, under 16, Narc. I have medal Narc Cork. That's like at my house as well.
That's like, I don't know, that's like my family.
What I love about the story of Ben and Jerry and what they became was that they came from the outside. And they create this style of hurling that still resonates all the way through hurling now. It's an amazing, amazing legacy to have. For like, you talk about little acorns sprouting oaks. I mean, this is beyond the beyonds, you know.
I would say only for the two of them. That wouldn't have stopped it. Because other fellas didn't know what I wanted.
Ball here now from Llorente. Here is Julian into the bottom corner. Instant impact off the bench.
Oh, a lamp. Stop it. I'm ticklish. You have released me, Aladdin. In return, I'll grant you 3 wishes.
I'd like to be smart as a fox, strong as a bear, and be able to fly like an eagle.
Flying too. In this case, you'll need a Red Bull, the energy drink.
Red Bull gives you wings. Bye-bye, Genie.
And who grants me wishes?
You stay here.
Huh?
Course face again in midweek, but Nico Perez's rival Laochra, we're missing talented players, particularly in attack. He appears to have a plan. We'll see how it fares against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu.
Well, we'll talk about that plan in a moment when we see both the teams up on the screens. He's been able to name the same back four for 8 consecutive matches, but that's obviously not the case today with Moomin out, and he's also missing Issy Palason, who is the top assist provider, and he's also missing Hook. A little bit more difficult this afternoon, and they miss Moomin, won't they, because he's been outstanding alongside Lejeune.
It's been an excellent partnership, and the reason they have done so well is because it's a solid base to build from. The goalkeeper signed this season, Augusto Batalla, has been fabulous as well behind the two of them.
Chavarri in front of Espino, so double fullback. Sisson beaten. Atletico lose their Madrid derby. How will Real Madrid fare in theirs? We're underway with Rayo in a change strip, kicking from right to left as we look. Near the ball, really.
How close is Pathé to this? He's complaining that maybe he was there to head home. I think Aridani